All right, guys, welcome back. In this video, we are going to start working through some of these financial psychology exercises. I'm going to link to some more resources in the, below the video, some articles that I've written that kind of talk about some of these principles that can help you. If you haven't taken the Money Scripts test that I linked to in the prior videos, go do those. Go do that test. It's super helpful to really kind of get inside your mind and understand where you're at. But I'm going to walk through these and kind of just talk through them, but print this out, write in it. This is where we need to spend a lot of time. This is really, really important, and I don't want you to just skip past it or overlook it. This is really foundational to understanding what path you're going to go when you start creating your financial plan. So this first section is what we're going to talk about in this video. It's all about our beliefs around money. And like I talked about in prior sections, right? Our beliefs about money, these money scripts, these invisible beliefs that we hold, we're usually not aware of them. They're on the subconscious level. So they're kind of, you can think about it as they're part of our operating system. They're not an app that's open that we can see. It's just the operating system that is driving everything below the surface. And so these subconscious beliefs about money that are formed from, they come across generations. They influence, from generations back all the way to us now. It's how we were raised. It's what we saw. It's what we observed, what we were taught directly or what we observed indirectly. It's in the messages that we received the strongest when we were kids. It's in how our parents dealt with money or didn't deal with money. It's in the messages that we got from our favorite TV shows and movies. It's what we saw at school with the popular kids or the unpopular kids, or what was prioritized or what wasn't. All of these things go into shaping us. And this obviously is the case with everything outside of money as well. Like, this is just how humans are, right? There's all these beliefs and messages and lessons that we learn that we just kind of log away, and then our subconscious kind of makes sense of it. And that is what kind of forms our reasoning as we come across conscious decisions, right? It's the underlying foundation for approaching like our active day-to-day life. And so this first section is all about uncovering what those beliefs are about money. So we're going to go into the past, talk through that, and it'll lead all the way up to the present to really say, hey, how did that affect me? Is that good or bad? Do I want to continue with that or not? And like I mentioned before, you don't have to completely solve for these because they are ingrained. It takes time to work through this. The biggest progress you're going to see, though, is when you become aware of what these beliefs are. Because once you're aware of it, then you can intentionally decide to continue to believe that thing, or to say, actually, that's not true. I'm going to do this other thing over here. And because you're aware of it, you can avoid it or embrace it. So let's walk through these. Take your time. And again, as spouses, should do it individually. Do it individually first, and then you can obviously share answers, have conversations about it. But this is a tool that can really help you spark meaningful conversations and empathy towards each other, empathy for yourself, empathy for your parents. Maybe you didn't grow up in the best situation at home, financially speaking or otherwise. And when we start to become aware of some of these things, we develop a sense of empathy. We can design the narrative of our past, and we can give it meaning, or we can take away meaning. And so hopefully through this, you assign meaning to your past that is beneficial to you. And usually it's more empathetic to those, in your past as well. So with that said, let's dive right in. I'm just going to walk through these. So what are 3 lessons that you learned from your mother and father about money? And these could be direct lessons like, hey, let me teach you something about money. It's da 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 da. Or it can be through action and through example that you perceived, oh, this is how money works. Okay. So it can be direct or indirect, but think through what are the 3 lessons or more, if there's more you can think of, but what are the top 3 that you learned from your mother and your father? Okay. Or whoever raised you predominantly. If your mother and father weren't around, whoever you spent the most time with. What is your earliest memory involving money? And was it positive or negative? I've seen everything on this. I've seen from people stealing candy at the store and then, getting caught and feeling guilty, to earning their first dollar and being able to buy what they wanted without anybody saying otherwise. So think through it. Some are positive, some are negative. That's normal. But think through, what is your earliest memory when you can really think like, oh, money there was a big impact here. What's your most painful memory with money, and what is your most joyful? Pain and trauma, which we all go through trauma to a certain degree. Some obviously have extreme forms of trauma, and others can be minor forms of trauma. But trauma is nothing more than something that makes a big stamp on your emotions, right? It's something that shapes how you feel about a certain thing, usually negatively, right? And so thinking about those painful memories with money can be extremely powerful in setting a different course for the future. And then you're most joyful. It's important to find joy in money as well. How have these things helped me or hurt me? Are they good? Are they bad? Are they helping you progress? Are they holding you back? As you think about what those are, think about how they impact your life right now. And then think about how you can change those beliefs to serve you better. There might have been some things that were true at a certain point in the past that are no longer true now. And there could be things that were not true in the past that are true now. As situations change, new principles arrive and old ones are discarded, right? And so how can you change the beliefs to serve you better? Or are there some beliefs that you want to hold on to? Which of the money scripts do you identify most with? So this is where you go. I included the link before, but I'll include it again here below this video to go take that kind of inventory test. It's a quick test. You can get your results, but it kind of tells you which are your predominant money scripts. You probably have a primary one and secondary one, most likely. And it can help you really think through and get inside your own mind to discover, oh yeah, I do think that, but I haven't thought about it consciously that I think that. Just I've noticed that I do believe that. So it can be super helpful. I'll link below again, but take that and then write down, what are the money scripts that you most identify with? What are those predominant beliefs? When you think about money now, how do you feel? Right at this moment, how do you feel about money? Does it make you feel confident? Does it make you feel excited? Does it make you feel stressed or worried? Is it neutral? Like, no feeling one way or the other. Describe how you feel about money, because these feelings can either propel you or hold you back. Emotions are extremely powerful, like we talked about a ton, right? And so it's important to understand, like, what is your relationship with money? Define it. Talk about the emotions, right? When you spend money, how does it feel? When you save money, how does it feel? When you earn money, how does it feel? When you talk about money, how does it feel? We need to understand what those emotions are, because those are the things driving actual behaviors. Complete this sentence. To me, money is what? ... What is money? Is it a tool? Is it evil? Is it good? Is it, important? What is money to you? What is your biggest fear with money? And then if you're married, do you feel like money causes friction or frustration in your marriage? And what is the cause? What typically happens? Is it when you talk about budgeting and you see how people overspent on groceries or overspent, eating out with friends? Or what if it causes any friction or frustration? What is it? What is it that's doing it? And what's the root cause? And is it something in here in your past and your current belief system that is influencing that, or something in your partners that's doing the same? Is it contentious because you're coming at it from different angles, so you can't see the way the other is seeing? So you got to be able to see things from the other perspective, right? You have to be able to communicate that. And this is a judgment-free zone. You have to both commit to not being judgment and not casting blame, right? Or not being judgmental and not casting blame. It's got to be totally open and totally objective and say, I feel this way, and whether it's right or wrong, or whether the other person believes the same thing, it doesn't matter. This is how I feel. That's how you feel. Okay, now how do we move forward? Okay. So use this first section. Those 10 questions really sum up the first section. Use these as a launching point to discuss where you've been and where you are right now. And in the next video, we're going to cover section 2, which is getting really clear on goals and values. So we will see you in the next video.
One more like this. Watch the next video.